15 lakhs in Japan. International caregiver jobs now open. 80 plus candidates already placed. Visit us today to know more.
Hakajing porsang banwat kilat kilenti kumno ban penbha ya ke Rukom Bret jabo Rukom ke banam kta ya ke Mariang ke Sankardev College Lyngba ke Department of Physics, Botany, Environmental Science but IQAC haringkat ke jingat lang bat ke Meghalaya State Pollution Control Board MSPCB ke penlong ya program ke baarsngi ke belatip kum ke National Symposium on the Application of Plasma Physics in Sustainable Waste Management and Conservation menha ke khat sau bat khat samtare Jemang Atiar pun Riew.
Dr. G.H. Sir Arvind Mortuary, retired IFS ambassador and member of governing body. Control Board. Kindly give a round of applause. Dr. R. Posnam. Now we'll.
And now I understood that there is a plasma physics which can able to address the hazardous waste. So really it is important topic, and moreover it is need of the hour. And to create an awareness for all the urban local bodies who can adopt this technology. But I think this topic and by the outcome of the symposium will be going to be very good, and this technology can be adopted in the state of Meghalaya. And again, coming to the point, see now the population is increased as compared to past decades. In the Meghalaya, still more than 30 lakh people are there, and also proportionately that waste generation also will increased. And those generated waste in all going, if you are not treating it properly, it will pose many problems to the soil environment as well as soil and the water quality and all. So ultimately, this will, which has the more has more impact on the soil productivity. The productivity of soil will be reduced, and the fertility of the soil also will be reduced. And sometimes the soil may become acidic or may be alkaline. It depends upon the contaminant will goes to the soil. And again, ultimately, which is unfit for the cultivation as well as it will become good for the human environment also. It is not good for the food environment for the person, and also it's not for means it cannot be used for any other purposes. And again it will have us the quality of the water will become acidic and basic, or maybe it will affect aquatic flora and fauna, and it makes unfit for drinking and bathing. So now we need to have kind of a systematic approach to address this hazardous waste. So that approach is called as cradle to grave approach. That means the producer has some responsibility to address that. They have the responsibility to save this process in an environment where it will not affect any water quality or soil quality at all.
Hakaning jiyalang lawan banya Shemphang doba RV Wardry, retired IFS and ambassador, Dr. Nirav Jamnapara, scientific officer G Institute of Plasma Research Gujarat, Arnav Mandal, scientist CPCB MOEFCC, Dr. R Posnam, deputy director Health Service Administration DHS MI, WR Kharkrang, chief environmental engineer MSPCB, Professor B Nongkanri, president of governing body Sankardev College. Kini Riew Shemphang ki badan ya ke jing start bar ke jing tem kile merjumut halor kumno ban pentrekam ya ke plasma pyrolysis technology hakane ke jella bat ke jing mentoy jongka.
We are ready as an institution, in whatever way that we can to be able to contribute for the benefit of the society. So, for example, if there is an opportunity that we can collaborate with you all. We will try our best, starting with the incubation, where we can always help our students to learn something for handling the system, so to say, because you need manpower for running the system. So Sangadev College, I think we have the young teachers who are also very active, so we will try our best. But I am sure that that help should come from you all, because as an institution, we at least can contribute something, maybe the usage or the utilization of this institution.
The government control over jurisdiction is hardly 20 to 25%. The remaining 70 or 80% is basically under local governance, that is either the Autonomous District Council through the different departments. So this is the challenge that we're having now. How do we synergize all this? If you look at Autonomous District Council, when it comes to due respect, no knowledge of the technology interventions and the scientific interventions that can be brought in. But then we have the major asset, that is land. Land through the HEMA, the mass, the land is under their control. So this is where we need to actually work in sync. Those who have control over the land, they should be able to say, okay, this is a plot of land I can give you, and then the district administration or the local body that is there, they say, okay, fine, we can bring in the infrastructure. But then in the end, actually, the operation, some of you take interest in reading the rules, it is driven towards more on community ownership, community-driven system, where the community has to take onus on the waste that is being generated within their own jurisdiction. So this is something that we need to actually look at. Not that concept, okay, I have generated waste, I have a person who comes and collects, it goes out of my house, end of the story. Where it goes, I am not interested. But then if I happen to get sick because of that mismanagement of that waste, then questions are being asked. So this is something that is very, very, I should say, interesting, ironical at the same time, because waste management, until and unless we see that it is my responsibility, I think so we will still be stuck in where we are if it doesn't get worse.
Business operator which collects the waste and runs the system. Now they have, if they run the system, whom will they connect to commercially? Right? So the local municipal corporation or the government, right? So that per kg of waste disposed, they are reimbursed accordingly. Then finally, the people at large, because right from the waste collection to segregation at source, everything is going to matter. As I told in my talk, plasma does not discriminate, but yes, economics does. So segregation is a better option, so that we only feed what is problematic to the plasma system, whereas whatever is recyclable should be recycled. Okay. So I would say that we have most of the ecosystem partners available with us right now, and what we will need is the data, that how much is the waste, what would be the size of the system, those kind of things we will need, and the local body, whoever is going to host or facilitate this, we need to identify where do they want the system to be placed, who will provide the land. All those things need to be understood at the local level, the state level. So if that is done, we are fully available for supporting the state's initiative on clean technology in all aspects. We are fully supportive.
Whose responsibility will it be to set up such a system? Is it which department of the government, or which will come from somewhere else? If you can please deliberate that.
The calorific value of the waste is very low, as highlighted by Professor Dr. Neerav sir. and which I truly believe also. In developed countries, if we see the calorie per range is around 5,000 kilocalorie, whereas in India around 2,000 at max kilocalorie we get. So waste to energy or syngas utilization like pyrolysis plasma gasification may not be commercially viable. So in my opinion, plasma pyrolysis and also the vitrification, plasma vitrification would prove to be useful in managing the special care waste like biomedical waste, hazardous waste, even the incinerator ash.
Now, as a representative of the public and citizen of Shillong, I would like Madam to speak on behalf of all the citizens of Shillong. What is your opinion after hearing all about these details?
Thank you so much, Rama. And being through the science stream, I'm quite happy that whatever we learn, we can transfer, okay, to make it work applied, so that it will be benefit to mankind. Otherwise, it has no value, I would say. So one thing that when we talk about this pollution, I don't know, like we have done some work, and here, in fact, we found that this iron here is always in the toxic level, and zinc is in the deficiency level. And even we have done a lot of work even in the yield of rice from Riew area, right? We have done right from that's what I told you about that project we have from the Department of Agriculture Energy regarding the establishment of this micronutrients in rice soil, right from the plant and right from the soil to the plant, the root plant, okay, and into the seeds. And we found that this iron is always in the toxic level, while zinc is the deficiency level. That's why I'm always thinking that here we are not growing the apples, because apple has got a lot of iron. That's why we don't need here, because always iron is always in the toxic level, right, in the water also. So I'm thinking like, I don't know all this, because I would consider as one of the pollutants, okay? Because even right in water also, everything is there, toxic level. So that's why I think that even in the yield of rice, I won't say that this is the only factor which, because of the low yield, but maybe one of the factors which are making the yield low, okay, compared to the other states of India. So I would think that. And another problem I've seen here in Shillong, being a teacher, if we install things here, the problem is we are facing this like servicing. Like even we have got a nuclear lab there. Suppose there is a problem with the detector, we have to send all the way to Hyderabad. Okay? And that will take so much time. And then it will take one shipping, and then we will lose so many things to do. So that's what I think, how to have a good servicing center in the Northeast. Thank you so much. This is the problem.
Okay. Thank you very much, madam. Now, may I request Dr. Ñiut. He has lots of experience with different cities, and then he also seen the situation where interacting with different officials of Meghalaya. So I believe you will have a good idea of how we go forward if we want to implement such a technology here.
Thank you. So, what I understand is, if we assume that we want and imagine we have a system which is operational and is taking care of the waste disposal, the first thing is that we list out what are the problematic waste or the gap analysis. What are the waste which can be treated with recyclable approaches, and what are the problematic waste, as Mr. Mandal already told. We then find out that, okay, these are the type of waste streams. We estimate the yearly loading, to say daily how much waste is generated. Accordingly, we backtrack and plan for a prototype system, first prototype system. not so large so that the capital investment becomes, it becomes as a pilot.
We are being looked up actually just to ensure that the rules are being complied with. But then in the process of getting drowned in all the rules and regulations, we tend to forget actually looking at scientific and technological interventions for ensuring that we achieve the objective of implementation of the rules. Implementation of the rules is not basically just issuing notices and going with the stick behind people who are defaulting. But we also have to come up with solutions as such. Having worked in this aspect of waste management for more than 20 years, trying various traditional or conventional approaches, we found that it's a big challenge, because waste management, if we cannot correlate from the economics aspect, I think so even the future also will look very bleak. So that is why if we can correlate the cost aspect for the waste management per se, then I think so the interest level will be there. Because even though in the context of the waste management rules 2026 and even the biomedical rules that are there, in the end, if we look at the management aspect, the technology that we are going to treat the waste, in the end somebody will have to pay. So if the generators will have to pay, then how cost effective is it? If I'm going to charge, say suppose 25,000 rupees a month for treating the waste of a particular hospital, the hospital will think twice. But then, hoping with the, looking at the presentations that we've had, the 3 presentations, if we can bring in plasma technology where the costing comes down maybe drastically to about 5,000 per month, then I think so the hospital will say, oh, okay, I have no issues in paying 5,000 per month. So, in my walk in this landfill management for so many decades, in the end, it has to correlate how much it pinches your pocket. So, however you may say that I am an environmentalist, I am concerned for environment, in the end, if you have to take out more from your pocket, I don't think so anybody will be interested. So that is why, based on those 3 presentations that we've had today, it looks very attractive. Connecting with the concept of circular economy also, that we are actually moving in this particular generation. We are not looking only at the solutions of waste management, but we are looking also at add-ons. If you are having a solution for waste management, what are the other added benefits that we can have from it? So I see that we can go a long way, because as a regulator, again, I mean, our duty is not to just ensure that you comply with the rules, but what happens at the end of it, that also we have to ensure, because the receiving medium is the environment. So at the end, the receiving medium, that is the environment, has to be in conformity with actually the objectives of the rules.
So the year-on-year growth of OPD stands at 60%, which is 3.4 lakhs in absolute numbers. That is for a period of 1 year. And the number of IPD admission, again, if you calculate on year-on-year basis, stand at roughly 40%, that means 50,000 in absolute numbers. So this rapid expansion has certain implication for BMW generation downstream. So if we calculate again, each IPD admission generates roughly 2.2 kilograms of biomedical waste. But as we have seen that BMW generation is fundamentally bad day phenomenon rather than the admission count phenomenon. So with this rapid increase in the service utilization across health facilities in our state, the burden on the health facilities to manage biomedical waste has increased by leaps and bounds. And as per the present management protocol we have in our state, for rural health facilities, we depend entirely on dependable goods to dispose of this infectious waste. and say like the recyclable waste like the gloves, tiny bottles, which belong to the red category, these have been collected by an authorized collector. But again, it's a challenging task for us because the authorized collector hardly goes down to the facility to collect the waste. So, and then if you talk about incineration, it's out of reach for most of the rural healthcare facilities. But looking at your technology, I think if it's scalable, if it's economically viable, then I think it would be a good choice to present before the policy maker that we should come up probably and scale it across the state. But that too has to be decided by the government. Statement also from BMW, in fact, I'm looking for solutions that are scalable, economically viable, and then operational and sustainable for the health system.
Kini technology kedai kebala penbet penbiang daka Institute for Plasma Research IPR Gandhinagar Gujarat bat kedai kebala sna haka Rukom keban penjular ya ke Mariang bat kebala yoru ya ke Jingmenjur naka Central Pollution Control Board CPCB bat kumjuru naka Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change MOEFCC ke Sarkar India. Hakasngi ke babot kata hakakat santre Jemang arjar Riew kala dan ru ke jinglet field visit sa Assam Science and Technology University hakabakala dan ru ke jing pen I halor ke Rukom pendon kam yakni ke technology.
Suppose आपको 15 किलोवाट में ऑपरेट करना है. Suppose because of any fault, okay, it goes to suppose 10 kilowatt. You are unable to increase. तब क्या है इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. Okay, then you can open this. Otherwise, ये pressure बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाएगा. ये सब. Okay, then you can give another path to release goes to the gas.
Habatin, pej bahagi kishap, kashap plus F.
Ka plus F?
Hakabam bangibam dunaki eki batay kamet. Namar kata habathiru atau kau kamlo ka umpnyang kadut pej ya kashap plus F hakajing som. Yaki nutrient kumki vitamin bat ka ayan la icon diat bat akabatau bha. Kam kata ikadur jengki marbam kajing mat lani ka Rukom shed yaki. Balehi panai kita. Kadon ka we kajing mentoy bakongsan. Kakot kakia. ka nutrition bakam bha ka jing im bakam bha pendon kam daki mar ba modon ka sharp plus f menta kasni
Lawan Ra Shafi Lyngba ko office jong Commissionerate of Food Safety Meghalaya